Folks and modelers, today I'm going to be doing a kit review, and today's kit is this kit here. So this kit is from Trumpeter, and this is the USS Nimitz class super carriers, and this kit is a bit of an odd scale at 1/500 scale. So the thing about this kit is it has quite a bad review, and I think it's very unpopular. So but anyway, I decided to get this and do a review on it. So I've never seen any reviews on YouTube on this, but there are some articles in the web about this ship and about this kit actually. So this kit actually comes in they have 5 different markings for the Nimitz, Dwight D. Eisenhower, Carl Vinson, George Washington, and John C. Stennis. And this kit, according to Skillmates, I think the tooling is from 1998. So this is a 90s kit, very old. But this particular kit that I have here is manufactured in 2019. So after 20 years, they are still injecting this kit. Probably it's selling, so that's why they are still manufacturing it. And one reason, actually I know about this kit having a bad review, and I've seen some photographs in the internet, and it doesn't look good actually. But reason is because it was very cheap. If I convert it to American dollars, it is about 17 US dollars. So this is how the box looks like. Typical Trumpeter box, I think. And so, sorry about that. So let's get into the box, and I'll show you the sprues. So since it's quite big, it's a little bit difficult for me to angle it, but I'll try to do my best. So this is I'm gonna hold my camera now. So this is how the box looks like. Actually, there are not many parts. There are like a few sprues here. One sprue, I think there's 2 sprues in here, and then there is another 2 sprues here. So anyway, let me just open up some of these sprues to actually take a closer look at the plastics. So okay, so as you can see, this kit has not much details, and the details also won't be so good. So I think it is a simple kit, and since this was released back in the 90s, I think maybe the quality is definitely not the same as what you would find in the market these days. But you know, I don't really I'm not gonna be complaining so much about it, because since it was so cheap. Of course, you know, when you get cheap stuff, you don't get too much quality in it. So these are some of the smaller things. Of course, there are not many details, but it doesn't look that bad. Of course, there are ejector pin marks there. And I know these kind of ribs is probably too thick for this scale anyway. So it might not build up to be very realistic. But like I said, I will just build it anyway. And I think for this particular kit, I probably won't, maybe I won't do any paintings. I will just assemble it. It's more about just getting the size and the shape. So these decks here, there's a lot of sink marks. And I think you can see these details here are not so fine. But you know, like I said again, this kit is it's not what you see in the recent markets. But back in the 90s, I would say that there are not many choice, especially when it comes to aircraft carriers. So I think maybe this at the time was considered acceptable. So these are probably the antennas, which are really thick. And again, more deck parts here. It will probably build up to look quite kind of like a toy, you know, very toyish kind of look, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So I won't be probably spending too much effort in doing puttying or painting, that kind of things. I will just build it as it is. There are two metal rods given here, probably for the propeller shafts. And the thing about this air wing, yeah, there has been a lot of complaints on the. I've seen articles about this. It's definitely not realistic at all. Okay, so this is like one sprue but folded. I think most of the nose of these air wings here, you can see that it's so round, it's not even sharp. There are totally, I think, no details on the surface. And this, yeah, there are a lot of flash. So I think this is the Corsair Phantom, I'm not sure, a Viking. And some Hornets, but these Hornets looks, I know it looks really horrible, but yeah, like I said, it's a 90s kit. So there is an F-14 here, so yep, a round nose F-14. Some more Corsairs F-14s. There are some deck equipments here. So it looks like that, and I know definitely a lot of people wouldn't like this at all. And okay, so let's take a look at the decks here. So on the deck itself, it is in three pieces here. So all the details on the deck is a raised detail, and yeah, it's really thick. Maybe some people would clean this up, engrave, but I won't do it to this kit because there's just too much things that will not look realistic at all. So sink marks, I think this is a gate. I mean, these things can be cleaned off here. And also about this kit, there are no decals given for the deck at all. Okay, so there is a very thick line here. I think this is for the catapult to launch the jets. So even this, there's an arrow here. Probably these are not accurate details at all, but that's how it looks like. And here it shows that it's in 1998 Trumpeter. So the tooling is, yeah, probably a 1998 tool. So this is the rest of the deck. There's some of these, this is raised. Then the rest of these things are, yeah, it's the raised details. And definitely this blast, what do you call this? I think the lines here are really thick. And some decks here, this is probably molded together. So yeah, same goes for here, all raised up details. So, but I think it should build up, you know, like maybe it's not gonna be that bad. At least we get the shape for this ship. So that's the deck, and then there are some. I think I'm not gonna open this. This is just the stand, and then this is the hull. So some propellers here. So for the hull, it's quite big, let's say. And I think Trumpeter had earlier probably had this as a motorized ship because there is a compartment for the batteries, but there are no motors provided. And there is another kit maker called WSN, which I think is definitely affiliated with Trumpeter. And that kit, that version, it's probably the same kit, but it comes with the motors for the ship. So let's look at the details, which actually there are no details. Some raised panel lines there, but for the rest, I think nothing much on this hull. You can see these raised details here. There's an anchor molded together. So, but it's quite big, so I think it might be, you know, just could be just fun to like just assemble as it is. I don't even know if these things will fit together. And then here's the instruction manual, and this instruction manual, there are only a few steps to this build. It looks pretty simple. Step 4, 5, and it's done. And of course, wait, there's more here for the superstructure. Looks quite simple. And yeah, it's done at step 9 for all the air wings. And here actually it is the same step again, but probably just some different versions here. I think it's the same as this, but it's probably for the different versions of the ship, because this step and this step, it's like a repeat kind of instructions, with maybe with a little bit of difference. So that's it. No color markings given. There are some color guides on the deck, and this is probably TSX, probably is a Tamiya paint reference, but nothing too, I think it's just too simple. And the decal that comes with this kit is this. So it is just for the different versions of the Nimitz class ship, and it only comes with these numbers for probably for the front deck. And there are some, these are probably for the aircrafts. So only these markings are given. Let me just open this up and maybe we can take a better look on this decal here. So okay, yeah, this is probably for the nameplate, and just this is probably for the superstructure, and this is for the deck. So only these decals are given. So I think if you just build this, probably it can be done in, like, I would say even a day. I mean, without painting and putty. So I know you can't see what I'm doing, but just trying to put the deck together. So let me just zoom out a bit, so it will look like that. It's not that bad actually, and it's quite big. So not sure how I'm gonna be doing this. Probably I'm not gonna put in too much work. I'll just assemble it, but of course these areas here might need little bit of maybe I don't need putty work for the front here. And also for the deck, I might do a little bit of painting, masking, because there are these raised details, so it's gonna be easy to mask. Maybe I'll paint the deck, but I won't do too much special things on it. So 1/500 scale. You won't find any other makers that have 1/500 scale Nimitz class. You probably get other odd scales like 720 or even like 400. but I think this is the only kit that is at this scale. So if you if you would like to try this, yeah, it's a cheap kit. So I'll come to this build soon, and I might do it in between the kit that I'm doing now, which is the observation ship Soya, because that's like really taking me long. Progress is slow, so I might take a break and build this. So until then, try to stay tuned, and I will come back with more updates. So I hope you enjoyed this video, even though this is a very unpopular kit. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll come back with more kit reviews and builds. So until then, happy modeling. Cheers for now. Goodbye.